All right, hello. I'm Pius Ruby, and I'm here to answer your questions about yoga for AskTheYogaExpert.com. The question I hear a lot is, what are the 8 limbs of yoga? There are 8 limbs. The limb we're most familiar with is the third limb, which is asana, or the positions of yoga, where we put our arms and legs and shoulders and our head in space. But there are 7 other limbs that go along with that limb and support that limb to make like a tree of yoga that we can climb through the branches and get a bigger view of life as it is today. At the bottom of the tree, the first limb is known as the yamas. These are the yoga do's: nonviolence, tell the truth. The second limb are the niyamas, the things that we want to avoid: impure thoughts, again, violence. And then the third limb we talked about is asana, that we're all familiar with in the Western world. The fourth limb is pranayama or pranayam, which are the breathing exercises of yoga, which many yoga classes do bring in to the format and sequence of the class. Then we move up to the 5th limb of yoga, which is pratyahara, which is the withdrawal from the senses. We begin to move into a place where we're not so attached to the 5 senses as we know them. And then we climb up to the 6th branch of the tree of yoga, which is dharana, or focus. We begin to focus. These are all elements that we use in a standard asana class, but we're just not aware of them as branches on this tree that's going to take us to the top of the tree. The 7th limb is dhyana, which is meditation. A lot of us spend time in meditation in the course of a yoga class. And then finally, when we get to the top of this tree, as we climb through these branches, we end up at samadhi, which is the place of bliss, which really is our intention, is to come into a place where we're in complete avoidance of pain and into a place where we're at peace with our lives, with ourselves, at peace with one another, and a lot more likely to practice the yamas and the niyamas and to see the fruit of asana and pranayama, and to become less attached to our sensory perceptions and come into a place of focus and meditation. And in that blissful state, we can be more fruitful, more productive in our work environments, in our family environments, and our relationships. And all that tree, classically from the long history of yoga, is called Ashtanga. Now there is a lineage of yoga that comes from Pattabhi Joy called Ashtanga, but the 8 limbs all combined as a view of a tree is called Ashtanga. And that is the 8 limbs of yoga for today. Thank you for your questions. Namaste.